Good afternoon. It's March 16th still, leaving the Hotel Saskatchewan, heading home. Ran all my errands, did some writing, did some publishing stuff. Gotta be home in another hour for the podcast episode I'm recording today. So off we go. Just to walk home, 20 minutes. Still a beautiful day, quite a bit warmer. Victoria Park there. I don't think I'll walk down Victoria. I do that all the time. We'll zigzag a bit here. Go around the corner here and go down that way. Must be a JetCon trail. Be an odd cloud otherwise. Work going on down there. Don't know what, but we'll find out in a minute because that's the way I'm walking. Not sure what they're doing down there. There's a crane going up to the third floor, looks like. Don't know why though. Putting something in, an air conditioning unit maybe, but would you need a crane for that? Perhaps working on a balcony. Canadian Red Cross, which is no longer the people who collect blood. That's Canadian Blood Services. They have a new building down in what used to be a brew pub on South Albert that I walked by a few times. I wondered what was going in there. But this is the actual Canadian Red Cross. Yeah, something to do with the balcony up there. Hard to say. There's a place for sale if you're looking for a downtown space. An old house that's now an office. Smith and Best Float Studio and General Store. Have they gone out of business? Possibly. The old apartment buildings over there. We've done this before, but we'll take a turn through the parking lot here. We'll walk under the building. Not too exciting, but different. It's the Balfour over there that I often walk along the front of. Salvation Army right in front of us. Hence the Salvation Army trucks. Wonder if their fountain's going yet. We'll find out in a minute. That building over there used to have the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Saskatchewan in it when I wrote their history book. That's where they were, but they're now new offices out at Harbor Landing. This is another place I need to walk soon. Don't think their fountain's going yet here, but there is a nice little fountain here in front of the Haven of Hope Ministry Center, as the sign says. This rock here is actually a fountain. It's just not fountaining at the moment. This is Lawrence Street. We will zig this way now. Not sure what's in there. I think that's where you used to go for Smith Corona typewriters, but I don't know if it still is. National Business Machines, it says. See, I had a Smith Corona, very old manual Smith Corona typewriter is what I started writing on when I learned to type. And it got good use. I actually do have an old manual typewriter that I got somewhere else. haven't tried using it though. It'd be interesting to play with it. I don't know what shape the ribbon is in. Probably dried out and doesn't actually print, but it's been a long time since I typed on a manual typewriter. I'm sure I still remember how to throw the carriage at the end of every line. Ding, throw the carriage. Ding, throw the carriage. It was fun. You built up muscles in your left arm too. Or is it your right arm? No, it's your left arm. That's how long it's been. When I started working at the Weyburn Review, we wrote on Olympia or Olympus. That's the Olympia or Olympus. Manual typewriters. And then we would hand the copy to the typesetters, who then typeset it into a very early computerized typesetting, specialized piece of equipment. And then it was printed and turned into strips of columns and so forth, which were then, you ran them through a wax machine, which was the adhesive, melted wax, and then you built the newspaper page that way, which worked, believe it or not. There's orange drugs over there. Go down by this old apartment building now. I did a little of that. I wasn't generally responsible for layout, but I did lay out a couple of special sections, and it was like desktop publishing, only before we had desktop publishing. So long ago that I can remember doing tours of the newsroom and impressing the kids with these things that were about the size of 2 microwave ovens stuck back to back, a little bigger. They were huge. And telling them, this hard drive, because that's what it was, holds 20 megabytes of data. And the backup here also holds 20 megabytes. Just imagine that, 20 megabytes of data. This was back in the days of Commodore 64s, and he didn't have to wait for me, but he did. Commodore 64s and trash 80s, TRS 80s. I wonder if there's still a Chinese restaurant in there. They had good food, not much in the way of ambiance. It still has the symbols on the front, so I assume they're still in there. Shanghai Lily, what they call themselves? I've only eaten there once or twice. Yeah, Shanghai Lily. I don't know if they're currently open or if they went out of business. Get home and read up a little bit on the guy I'm interviewing this afternoon, and talk to him at 4 for an hour. As I often mention, this old house over here used to be a vegetarian restaurant, but that's been a while. I think it's a beauty salon or something like that now. Newer house there. That one's colorful. I think it's a house still. It's kind of an interesting front yard. And you get this old apartment building here. Not very exciting facade, this one. Probably a senior's place, it's hard to know. Why is there a police car over there? With the lights flashing, they don't seem to have stopped anybody, because I could be wrong. He pulled over the people there in front of him, I don't know. Now he's just running their plates before he gets out and talks to them. Wasn't going to point the camera too much in that direction. I'm not sure the cop would like it. That looks like a house still. Right next to this place, which has doctor's offices in it and things like that. We were having a hearing test up there once, years ago now. I had good hearing at the time. As far as I can tell, it's still pretty good. One more block will take us over to Albert Street. Yep. There's our petrol can where we buy gas over there. And we will get a light here momentarily. There we go. Go look up Albert Street to the north. Take a look down Albert Street to the south. We'll take a pass under the petrol can overhang here. Check out the price of gas. It's high. I don't know why they're still showing masks. Anybody that's wearing a mask now is just, well, I won't say what I think, but I think they're wrong. Let's put it that way. And oblivious to science. Mask wearing becomes a kind of virtue signaling par excellence, I think. That's the original Saskatchewan Government Telephones building there. That was the second one. And the third one is where my wife works, downtown. The current SaskTel building. It's such a pretty sunny day. Not that I can see the screen at all. Is it even live? Did it die? No, it's still live. For whatever reason, though, it has gone even darker than usual. I literally can't see a thing. Can I? No, and it's up at its top, according to that. So, best I can do. I can't see it, so if you say hello, I probably will not see it. RJ's Ice and Water. My grandfather drove an ice truck back in the 20s, 30s, something like that. He was an Iceman, the Iceman cometh. Back when my father was a boy. Dad was born in 1926, so it would have been in the 30s, I guess. School must be out. Seems a little early. Maybe they just don't have a class in the last period or something. Almost home. Not much to say. Seen all this before. There's Dad in school over there. I have often walked down this street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where I live. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where I live. All right, we'll stop here. So thank you for walking with me for the second part of today's brief downtown excursion. And I'll probably be back tomorrow, depending on how things go. Anyway, see you soon. Bye.